Hello everyone, we will be getting going shortly with commentary. Obviously we've got about 10 minutes till the race starts, just getting set up nice and early, so yeah, we'll see you shortly. Good evening, OBF1 fans. So this is Pete W back here, ready to get on with comms for what is going to be round 3 of OBF1 Season 5, round 3 Tier 1 Championship. Excuse me, that was a mouthful. Just going to get up the Discord to have a look at the league results. So far, where are we in terms of the driver standings? I think I am on the wrong one because that's tier 2. Driver standings. Where are we at? So, very close battle between the top 4 for tier. Little Jim, Chris and Mitch. Just 4 points separating the 4 drivers. With Little Jim heading up in with 37 points, having taken the win in Jeddah. And taking the championship lead. Will he be able to extend his lead today here in Australia, or will... Yeah, there is. I was just had to check and see his name for a sec. Or will Fatir, Chris or Mitch be able to take the championship lead? Basically, whoever wins this race will be the championship leader out of those 4. If they do win, of course, we can never disregard our 2-time champ, Short Marcus, and I'm sure he's going to be wanting to get closer towards the top 4 for a battle later on in the season. Now, let's have a look at the constructors, and no surprise, Alpine well out in front with 67 points ahead of Mercedes, who are 45, the pairing of Fatir and El Chacao, doing a great job there for the Mercedes team. AlphaTauri just behind them on 44 points, and I believe that the lion's share of that is Jim's. So, who is Jim's teammate? Mr. Marshall, who won't be joining us today, unfortunately, because he's off getting wed to Mrs. Marshall. So, massive shout out to Craig Marshall there. Congratulations from all of us at OBF1, mate. May you and your partner have a very long and happy life together. And we look forward to welcoming you back next week for some racing at Imola next week. But let's focus right now on Australia. We have got hopefully a race that's a little bit less but more eventful than tier 2, where we had 4 safety cars and 8 retirements. And I do believe my co-coms CDM will be joining us in just a moment. Speaking of the devil, hey Carl. Yep, so I've just been through the driver's standings, very close in the top 4, just 4 points separating Mitch, Chris, Fatir and Little Jim. Very close at the top 4, so we could pretend pretty much if one of those 4 win today, they will be the lead of the championship. So it's exciting stuff. It should be a good race. I was saying hopefully it is as eventful, but not as eventful as tier 2, as in a lot of action, but hopefully not as many safety cars.
Hopefully Alpine have a bit better luck here.
Well, they are actually massively ahead in the constructors already. 23 points ahead in the constructors title. So yeah, I think we will shortly be getting going.
Yeah, it should be. I believe we're going to not have Antonis for Wally.
He's not
going to join Wally. He's
cool.
On his way home, I believe.
Good. I'm now going to sign in to our stream on YouTube, see if we have any comments. Would you like to keep track of them? Good. So we have got a couple from Jelly Elibert and James 4443. So hey guys, hello, welcome. Looking forward to seeing some good racing from you guys. Really good lineup here in tier 1. I don't think there's a single weak team here in tier 1, to be completely honest. You can never really tell. If you want to, mate, I'm going to have a quick bite to eat, and you can take the reins for the starter quality, and I will control the controller. So yeah, you just tell me. You just tell me where you're going to start commentating on, and I'll flick the controller whilst I'm having a bite to eat. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully we're gonna have everything comes down to the last run. It's always exciting. You know, when we've got people battling it out on their final runs, the pressure's at the highest point. Then the checkered flag's dropped. You've got no more chances. You know, it's balls to the wall. around this circuit and very close to the wall, especially here. But it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we've seen people show a lot stronger pace. Some people are getting closer to Jim. We've seen Mitch take a big step up to this game. He's got a lot quicker. FCH is obviously still up there, and so is Marcus. Them four are going to be at each other all season, I think. But you know, it's going to get exciting, especially later on in the season when they're battling for that important championship. And if it stays this close, we're going to have a very interesting season finale.
You did forget Mitch's teammate, Chris, who I believe is third in the championship.
Well, yeah, Chris, he's always got... He may not be the fastest over one lap, but his consistency is definitely what helps him in the long run.
However, I have found with the new game, having a look at Chris's time trials, and the fact he has now gone to no assists as well, absolutely no assists besides racing corners only racing line. His pace is phenomenal. Like take Jeddah time trial last week, his time trial faster than Jim's. I think he's very close this time around in Australia as well. I wouldn't put anything past Chris. I would be very surprised to see if Chris is not in the top 4. We have got a driver heading out. Yep, new driver to OBF1, isn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't seen his name before, so he's going to be making his debut today.
Sitting on board with him and see how he does. No one else. We have got a Williams heading out. Is that going to be Marcus or James? That is the question. I think it'll be James.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised by how many of us got out so early in Tier 1. Sorry, in Tier 2. Like, it really... it was a bit of a traffic jam, wasn't it? So.
Oh, especially in Sector 3. I think it's going to be the same here as well. Got pretty much nearly everyone out on a lap.
Yeah, only 8 drivers out, 4 drivers in the pits, and Manfredo has retired in the pits. I guess he must be serving a quali ban as a reserve.
I believe there's that Jim coming out as well. Usually you don't see Jim out this early.
This is true. I think 4 runs is achievable. It's tight, but it's achievable at this track during quali. So I'm thinking the drivers really want to get a hold of their tyres if they can.
Well, Freedom starts his lap. I'm going to sit on board with him.
Go for it. I will.
Turn 1 nicely. Turn 2, lots of traction. He does what I did on lap 1. Who's going to be next on?
James.
It's going to be James.
As he starts his lap, if you want to take the reins on control, comes.
Coming through turn 1 now. Doesn't jump over the first corner as much as Freedom did, but he keeps it through to turn 2, not sliding about. So we'll take the run down to turn 3, going to brake, love it. He's going to not ride the curve as some people choose to, and here he's going to gently brush the apex. Here he goes out wide to get the slight angle, and he's going to run on the curve a little bit. That's a 27-1 in the first sector. He's going to get all over that curve on the exit. Keep a nice tight line, but not too tight here. He's going to go out wide to get a slingshot through this section. What's his sector 2 split going to be? It's going to be a 45 dead. It's going to hook that nicely. Hitting the apex is beautifully running wide on that curve, but it's not wide enough to invalidate. This is a corner I hate. It's sharp, and that exit curve, but he doesn't care about the exit curve. He does that beautifully, hooks it in nicely, gets a bit of slide round. And James is round. Kieran, no, he's invalidated. As Freedom sets a 1:36.6. Who's next?
Mercedes, perhaps.
El Shakal is invalidated. Mitch is on the lap though, he's coming around the penultimate corner now.
Nice shine there for my championship contender.
Beautiful apex there, he's going to get nicely on that X-curve, put the power down nice and early, he's going to come across the line to do a 118.6.
Very nice lap by the LP driver.
As I believe Marcus is going to come across the line to a 19.2.
Jim is coming just round the last corner now. That's going to be a 118.594, 17 thousandths of a second faster than Mitch.
Mosher's going to come across the line to do a 121.9, our Tier 2 reserve.
Not bad pace at all from the Tier 2 driver. From Big Man Mosh.
So he's going to come across the line. And he's going to do a 119.7.
That's a poor lap from Fatir. He'll want to... Well, are you looking at his ERS? He's got 80%. I think he's dropped... Maybe he made a mistake, so...
Definitely. Freedom gains on his positions. He puts in a 118.9.
That's a good lap. Only 3 tenths behind Mitch. Well, 4 tenths behind Mitch and Jim. That is a very respectable lap.
Lazy But's hands on the lap now. He's just started his...
I'm just sitting on board with Fatir. I think... he's going for it. He's half second up in his first sector alone.
The line, he sets a 121.4, but that was invalid.
I was going to say that didn't show.
El Shikal pit in. However, we've got Chris. He's going to come across the line now. What's he going to set? He's going to set a 118.1.
Wow! What a lap! That is the benchmark.
It is indeed.
That is a benchmark. And what is this going to be from Fatir as he goes around the last corner?
He's not using his ERS. His battery saver's light on.
Oh. Okay, I don't understand what he's doing now.
With him at this point.
I think so. So Kieran is on a lap. He's going for it.
Right, let's sit on board with the man, Mr. Legend.
Flames has now joined our team. Some comments that he hadn't received invites. Kieran running very wide. He doesn't invalidate, but that will have cost him some time.
He's still going to finish the lap though.
Exactly, and that'll put him ahead of Mank and Jelly Early.
He's going to set a 120.0,
which is he'll want to do better.
We've got James on the lap as well.
Yep, he's just started. Yeah, he's our hottest driver at the moment in terms of being on a hot lap. I don't know what Fatir is still doing, but Kieran, Marshall's at one, yeah. Marshall's out of ERS, so he won't be. Let's stick on board with James, so 27.4. Respectable. I think I was like a 28.2, so obviously about 8 tenths faster than me through sector 1. But then I'm not tier 1 pace. I couldn't even race in tier 1 because of the medium traction restriction. So 45.27, lovely. Oh, takes a bit too much of the chicane now. I think maybe a little bit too much speed coming through the chicane, which will have cost him some time on the exit. However, he's still valid. He's still on the track. What can the Williams driver produce here? Can he get closer to his teammate, who is on an outlap? Marcus.
Ooh, that's a strong team.
Well, I think we've got a lot of strong teams. The Alpine team. Exactly. I don't think there is a weak team in here. 119.2. So 11,000 separating the two Williams drivers. Both of them have very similar pace. I found this season. It would have, as he loses it again. Oh, I heard that photo and then I saw that spin and it was like, yeah, that's not.
Marcus will be our next driver to settle that.
Yeah, he will be. Well, El Chical has just started a lap, so shall we sit on board with? Yeah, we'll sit on board with the Mercedes driver. He is getting yellow flags, obviously through sector 1 where James spun, but James isn't in the way. He will catch up to him, but what can El Chical do through sector 1 now? If I remember correctly, James was 27.2 through sector 1, so we can use that to see where El Chical is 27.7, so James has lost it.
27.4.
Yeah, so he's 3 tenths behind James, who's lost it again. It looks like James really struggling with traction around this track. Let's hope he can remedy that potentially increasing some of his front wing, because that's all he'll be able to change now is his front wing dynamics. But all very solid, but El Chacal catching the bit of the curb, coming out of the chicane, which then ran him wide. How much is that going to affect his end of lap? We've got a yellow flag. James really struggling to keep his car on the road at the moment. Very nice line there coming into the third last corner. How would El Chacal fare through this last turn? Can he get it anywhere near his teammate? A 119.5. I think he's going to beat his teammate. No, a 119.9 going. So we've got a Williams 5.6, a Mercedes 7.8, and right now a 1-3 for the Alpine team, but Jim is on a flying lap and he's gone purple sector 1. Lovely line through the sweeping corners.
Marcus nearly loses it, he catches it barely.
Okay. And Jim currently down on his sector 2 time by 0.06 of a second. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up this half a second gap nearly to Chris. But a beautiful line there for Jim, using every ounce of track he can to get through that fast sleeping right-hander. And as he comes around, what is this going to be? Is it going to be an improvement on his time for our reigning champion, little Jim?
I believe it
is. He's 2 tenths up, but it's still not enough. It is still not enough. Freedom's around. Freedom is around in sector 1. Where is El Chacal? El Chacal, is he going to be pitting? Yes, he is. So, Flames Assassin is in sector 1. Lazy Battalion is invalidated. We'll sit on board with Flames Assassin in the Haas. 27.5. Who's? Oh, Kieran. Yep, Kieran. We'll sit on board with Flames, who's setting his first time. Oh, I'm not sure about where Freedom positioned his car. Then the drivers on the racing line having to manoeuvre to get out the way.
Yeah, I had that same thing.
Oh, now Flames apparently has gone purple sector 2. Let's see, this is going to be close. These last 2 corners now, Jim was able to make more of the track coming out of that turn, the sharp right-hander at the end of the DRS straight. What can Flames do here?
You don't want to lose traction.
Nope, you don't. He keeps it nice and firm. But it's not going to be top 3. It's going to be 5th and a 118.991.
Now we switch to Mr. C-REES. He's in the last sector now.
Yep.
Hooks that nicely, gets a bit too much for that red curve.
Oh, Chris improves on his time at 118 flat. Wow.
That is insane.
So Kieran not running off this time. This should be an improvement on his time as long as he's been clean through sector 1 and 2. However, his exit out of the penultimate turn was a little bit slower than some of the other drivers, and that would have cost him some time. But Kieran moving up to 6th. 119.091, just a 10th behind his teammate.
5.6 for Haas, 7.8 for Williams, and 9.10 for Mercedes.
Yeah. And looking for Mitch is on an outlap. Let's see, can he make it a 1-2 for the Alpine team?
Maybe.
We've got 5 minutes to go of this qualifying session here at Australia. Got 3 cars on track. The 2 Haas's, I'm sure they'll be pitting. No, they have just completed fast laps. Chris is still on track, but he will definitely be pitting after setting that scorcher of a lap. The 118 flat is insane. But here comes Mitch. Sit on board with our current 3rd place driver. Nice line there through turns 1 and 2. You know, you can talk as well, buddy. I know I talk a lot, but you're welcome to talk. Oh, perfect. That was perfect sweeping through those corners. I think it's going to be special. 27.0, 42 thousandths down on his fastest lap so far.
Looks quicker than his...
It does. I didn't see his first sector. Oh, wow. Look at the sparks flying from that car. Wow. We've got a Mercedes around. That's going to be El Chacal.
Oh, the
1.5 tenths up, yep, 1.25 tenths as he runs massively wide. Oh, what a shame there for Mitch.
He might just pit now and go.
Let's see, I mean, he's got what, 3.5 minutes to go of this session, yeah, so it will be tight. What is the Alpine driver going to do? Because he's going to have his Delta. He's going to have his Delta open, but I think he is abandoning because his his ERS had not got down after that. Whoopsie. Really? He is. Yeah, he is. He's got 20. He's ramming down that ERS. He's got no fuel left, and he also pits. Okay, calm. Short Marcus is on a lap. Let's see what can Marcus pull together for the Williams team, currently sitting 7th and 8th.
But Lazybutt talented in sector 3 though to put his first lap of the day.
Who? Lazybutt?
Most like Lazybutt.
I thought you said Jelly early. I was like, he's disqualified. So what is Marcus going to be able to achieve for sector 2 here? It's going to be 44, 45. Oh wow, he's half a second up. Right now he's challenging for 4th. If he can keep it together coming through the last sector, what can the Williams driver do here? That was definitely a compromised exit out of the left-hander. No, it's a right-hander. Oh, using all of the track and then some. I think he's abandoning this lap though. His ERS is off. No, it's not. Okay, good. It just hasn't used as much as what I would have expected. Where is this going to be? 1/8. Wow. Well,
1,000th between him and Chris.
Jesus. Now Chris is already out on his outlap.
Marcus is going to be fuming. That one little tiny error going into that right-hander is going to cost him.
But he's just gone from 8th to 2nd. I'm sure he's going to be pretty happy about that. And one thing we know about Marcus, he's got great race pace. When he can hook his car together, he has got great race pace. And well, most of the time he can hook his car together. Sitting on board with Freedom. He is second. He's 3rd at the moment. So he's already done his lap. Yeah, he's already done his lap. But he's jumped to the pressure is on Jim and Mitch. Jim down to 4th. Mitch down to 5th. The McLaren. We'll see who is. So we've got Mitch in sector 1. Now he needs to get a move on, I'd say, because it's going to be very close for him.
Oh yeah, it is as well, Mitch.
I think it's a 118 track. He's done sector 1. He'll be fine, but he doesn't want to take it too easy.
Yeah, he does.
But I am sitting on board with Jim. I'm going to sit on board with Jim. He is on. Chris has got pole at the moment. Jim is going to be the first to challenge it. Chris has just started, so Jim's only a few seconds behind Chris anyway.
Mitch needs to get going now.
Do you want to sit on board with Chris and we can compare Chris's and Jim's first sector times?
Yeah,
Chris. Yeah. Right, so where are we going here with Jim? Nice lines. Maybe he could have got a bit more work. The tier has retired. What was Chris?
Chris is half a tenth down. He did a 20. I can't remember.
Well, Jim is half a tenth up, so he's already up to 3rd. Fatir is out, so Fatir will be starting 10th.
Chris is still half a tenth down. He has a 44.751.
44.881, a tenth and a quarter up for Jim. Lovely line through the chicane. He's got to find 3/10 of a second. But he had a great line out of the chicane. But he's really going to have to throw this car and give it everything. Think 3rd is guaranteed. James up to 5th. Pressure really on for Mitch now. He's down to 6th in the Alpine.
Chris is going to come across lines. Is he going to improve?
He does. He goes. Oh, wow. So what is Jim going to be able to do here? It's all or nothing. 118.232. He's going to be 3rd. Where's Mitch? Mitch has it validated. Now it's up to Flames Assassin.
And Kieran.
One after the other. There won't be any slipstream, unfortunately, for Kieran, but
He's invalidated Kieran.
But Flames is still going. Will he be able to improve? Is he going to jump Mitch? And everyone else, wow! 118, 193. What a lap! What a lap from Flames Assassin, jumps to third. So Jim will be starting at the back of the second row. This is going to be unusual for the AlphaTauri driver.
Where I started.
And so we'll do a run through. We've got Chris starting on pole with a 118.012. Marcus just 600ths behind him in the Williams. Flames coming from nowhere into third. Great run from the Haas driver. Jim will be starting fourth, our reigning champ. Freedom in fifth. Sixth is James. Mitch is seventh. Kieran eighth. Lazy but talented M in ninth. Fatir in 10th. A huge disappointment for the Mercedes driver. And then rounding off the rest, we've got El Chicao, Mosha, Mancred Devil, and Jelly Elibert, who I did see had left the session, so we'll see if he joins back. But that is our lineup, our 13 strong lineup, and what some qualifying times they were. Wow. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, the battle at the end, and then Mitch invalidated in that crucial lap.
The pressure was on, and unfortunately now Mitch will be starting from the back of the fourth row. No, the front of the fourth row. Wow. When you would have...
isn't going to be starting nowhere near where he usually would be. He's
Nope.
going to be right in the thick of it.
Yep, he's at the back of row 5 in 10th place. It's going to be a battle for him. He hasn't shown the pace today, and I think he's going to regret having not really gone for it with those early soft laps. But we've got 29 laps, we've got 13 drivers, and as we saw in Tier 2, anything can happen here at Australia. So
Looks like Jim's lagged out or something.
I was about to say, have I lagged out or is Jim lagged out?
That's Jim.
Yeah.
I can't invite.
How come? Oh yeah, because we're not in the section. I'm sure he'll receive another invite. But if not, it is a long race, and you do not win the race at the first corner.
It's gonna hurt him.
4, 5. And we go. Let's have a look. Flames up to second on the inside of Chris, and he's got the move done. Flames is up to first, and he spun it. He's lost it. So James is up to second. Wow. James on the inside of Chris, as is Freedom. They go 3 wide into turn 4. There's the contact. But James has got it. James is up to first. Chris down to third. Marcus up to third now. Wow, what a start. James is up 5 places. Wow. James up 5 places. Freedom up 3. Lazy but M up 5. Flames down 10. Kieran down 6. And we've got Lazy but M right on the back of Chris. Wow, they're going to go 4 wide. 3 wide. And there's contact between Lazy and Short Marcus. Marcus lucky to hold that together. But El Chicao also up 5 places. Mancred Devil up 6. This is some insane racing here on lap 1.
Jim's gonna be fuming. He'd love to be in this.
Oh, there's a spun Mercedes. That's Fatir. Fatir has connected with the boat. It looks like both of the Hasses.
Yep.
So Fatir down to 12th. Kieran and Flames dead last for the Haas team. James leading. And all of the drivers seem to have very similar ERS amounts. Let's see. I can't even invite from here.
Yeah, I can't.
No. So we've got Flames in the pit. Great qualifying session has turned to poo for Flames for lap 1, needing to pit, but it is a long race. And from experience, you can get these hards all the way. He's got the pace to catch up. Mistakes will happen. Who knows? It's a long race. But we've got Freedom right on the back of James. Just 3 tenths. Chris already out of DRS range of Freedom. He's going to want to start putting his foot down a little bit, or he's going to be at risk from a series of drivers.
Lazy but talented is getting on the back of Chris. So. Chris showing his incredible pacing quality, but he's not. It's vanished at the moment. He's not showing the same.
Maybe he may have some damage. Let's have a look at his car. No, I mean the front wing looks absolutely fine, but no, it's a long race, and I didn't have a look at the tyre selections as everyone. So the only drive. So we had Mank start on softs. Fatir started on the hards. Flames has moved to the hards, and I think that's a very sensible move. Kieran getting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:22.346. A great lap there by the Haas driver. Definitely coming back.
Mank Red Devil, the only driver to be on the top. He's not been able to get past El Shikau at the moment.
However, DRS is going to be activated shortly, and he's got the faster tyres.
He's round. He's in the wall. He's lost. He's got wing. No, he hasn't got wing damage by the looks of things.
Oh, Jim's back.
Jim is back.
Let's see what Jim can do. We'll see what Jim can do. So we've got yellow flags in sector 1 and 2 from Mac Devil's spin. Chris is out of DRS range, but so is nearly Lazy Potato. Lazy and Marcus were alongside each other coming into the chicane. Mitch is going to want to catch up the gap between to Marcus. As Marcus goes to the outside, is he going to get the move done? Yes, he has. He is back and will have control. Marcus and Lazy BM have got side by sides. Fantastic racing from these two in the Williams and Ferrari.
Oh yeah, I'm on board now.
I'm watching the aerial view, and Mitch now right on the back of this battle, and we'll have DRS. Chris setting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:22 flat. He's coming back. James still holding off Freedom, but only 2 free attempts.
Jim's going for the move on Mosher. Oh no, he thinks better, but Mosher gives him the space. Jim doesn't quite make it stick, though. He's got DRS now. He's going to go lovely around the outside.
I'm still on board for the battle for first. This battle is really shaping up, but the ERS difference, James has only got 27%, and he spun it. James has spun it out of turn 6, I think that is. And Freedom, in his first race in OBF1, to my knowledge, is leading here at Australia. Chris is catching, and we'll have DRS this lap. James down to 12th position. Oh, unfortunate for the Williams driver. It looks like him and Manka just sat on the track. He's lost it again. It doesn't. That was where he originally lost it, I believe. That's where. No, I'm not sure where he lost it, but I think that was it. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back on with any of the battles. We've got a nice battle shaping up for third. Marcus is pulling out on Lazy but talented.
FTH sends up the inside of Mosher.
Nice move. Mosher losing a lot of times to these tier 1 drivers. Already 1.6 down on Little Jim.
And
what can Mosh do? Mosh has lost it. I could tell the way he was riding that curd, he had lost it. Jelly Ellie Burt, who's ghosting. Kieran is up to 9th. Where is Chris? I think he's going to get it. I think he will have. Will he have this? Jim is up to 7th. I'm looking forward to watching Jim's progression. We've got a yellow flag. That Flames is out. Flames has lost it out of the chicane. And it's a safety car. And it's a safety car. So this is going to allow the likes of Flames. Oh no, Flames was the driver who had pitted earlier. So Flames. Yeah. It will help all of them. Well, I don't know if it would help FTH, because here's the thing. At lap 5, I'm pitting onto the hards. And I'm hoping to go all the way, because they've got the ability to do so. But, I mean, it's the case. Do you think they would, like, as a driver, you think, is there going to be another safety car? If there is, stay out on the mediums. If you don't, and you want to gamble that there isn't, and with only 13 drivers left in the race, I don't know. But, yeah. We ended up with 8 drivers in tier 2, so who knows what could happen. It's going to be an interesting gamble for some of the drivers. They would fall further down. Chris has taken the option. Chris is taking it, as is Marcus. Lazy but talented is staying out, as is Mitch. El Chicao is pitting. Jim is staying out. Fatir is staying out, guessing not wanting to be...
Yep, onto the hard Briscoe.
I'm not surprised they will go this distance. How about who else? Jelly has stayed out. Marcus El Chicao. Is Moshe going to pit? Moshe stays out. Not sure that was the right move from him. Mank Devil very sensible to get in there. It's James. James is staying out. I feel like the Williams driver had nothing to lose there by coming in, changing onto the hard tyres. Unless, like I said, they're banking on... oh, wait. Mank Devil going on to another set of softs. So he definitely is banking for another safety car.
Definitely, yeah.
Right, so let's have a look on lap 6. The order, we've got Freedom in first, Lazy but Talented in second, Mitch in third, Jim up to fourth, Fatir in fifth. I'm not surprised Fatir didn't pit on those hards way too early. You're never going to make the mediums last all the way. Kieran sixth, Jelly Ellie Burt, who is still ghosting, in seventh, Chris in eighth, having pitted onto the hards. Marcus in ninth, having pitted onto the hards. Getting more messages. Mohammed Flames Assassin being robbed. Okay. It was an unsolicited accident with no one around him, but yeah. Short Marcus, Mosha in 10th, having not pitted. El Chakal having pitted. James having not pitted, and Mank Devil having pitted again onto the softs. I think we'll have another lap of safety car, and then we'll probably get going again. Who knows? We'll see. Marsha gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, not what he would have wanted if he's doing, as I suspect, and onto the hards. Which, yes, he is. So, intending to make this go the entire race. He's going to drop down. Is he? Who's going to get first? Is Mosha out before Mank? Yes, he is. So Mosha only losing, I think, one position to James, and out before Mank. But Mank on those much grippier, warm, hot, faster softs. I'm sure he will make a light manoeuvre of Mosha. And these two drivers actually had a collision in the Tier 2 race, so this could be a case of return of the Mac. Let's see. But Freedom having some serious pace. Lazy but Talented did get a very good start. It's going to be interesting to see how this restart goes for the drivers.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Mitch and Jim play. Are they going to work together a bit, or is Jim going to try and get it from the rest?
Well, I think one thing we've learnt about these two is that they're both very competitive with one another. So there's not going to be... It's friendly rivalry, but it's a rivalry. I think we're going to see some battling, especially with Jim knowing Fatir is right behind him. He's going to want to get that gap between all that. And they're all still battling for the championship. They are. We're very early days, but these three drivers are separated by 3 points.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's...
Because of FGH's hard compound, is Mitch and Jim going to work together to pull each other away? And then
I don't think so, because they've got the faster. They've got the faster tyre right now, and
if they're wasting their time battling in each other's throat, is that going to help them?
Freedom's gone. He's already gone. Freedom has gone early, and he has caught him. We got Jim just 2 tenths behind Mitch and closing. We are racing again. Jim looks to the inside. Fatir already 1.4 seconds. He got caught sly as well. Maybe lacking the grip. Oh, I thought Mitch was going to put it around there, but he managed to keep hold of his car. Jim with a better exit out of turn 2 to the outside, but Mitch covers it off. Will he be able to get the move on him done? No, but Mitch running wide there, right on the bank. Fatir really struggling to get these hards up to speeds. Mosha is down. Mosha has lost a place to Mank, as I predicted. Kieran running wide out of that last turning sector, or first turning sector 2, and that would have definitely been a warning. But wow, I mean, Freedom is 2 seconds. I didn't see it myself. I mean, I'd be surprised, because why would the drivers have pitted onto hards if there was rain due? I don't. Maybe. Maybe. But Freedom already 2 seconds ahead of Lazy. Mitch getting a very bad run out of the long straight, and Jim up the inside, but Mitch will come back. And it's allowing Fatir to close the gap. Just 1.4 seconds. That was over 2 seconds at the start of Sector 1. At the end of Sector 1, sorry.
Or 1.2 now.
Yep. But you're correct. There is rain. I saw raindrops as well. Now, it depends. Is it going to be heavy enough for inters? I can't be sure about that. However, we will find out with the race. I would be surprised though for those drivers who did then choose to pit.
Marcus goes wide, giving Chris an opportunity to have a look. He's not going to take the opportunity.
No. But important to note, Marcus has got past Chris.
Yeah.
The stoppers, Marcus has got past Chris. But if we're going to be pitting onto inters, these guys have made a catastrophic call to pit early. Now, where are the battles up front? Now, Marcus getting through Jelly Ellie because he has disconnected from the session and not rejoined. He did so during qualifying. But yes, so Marcus past Jelly Ellie. Chris really struggling in these conditions to get these tyres to temperature.
Yeah.
And he's now got James right on the back of him, also on the hard tyres in the Williams. No, James is on the mediums. James is on the mediums, isn't he? Exactly, but saying that the AI is quite high in this race. DRS is enabled. We've got 2.5 seconds, but Lazy but Talented is holding off Mitch and Jim. He is.
Was that DRS enabled?
Yes, but it won't be right now because the DRS detection point for that after turn 2 is in the last lap, so it won't be active until the end of the lap. Well, until Sector 3 once we've done chicane. But Jim is really struggling to keep the pace with Lazy and Mitch. He will have DRS, which will help. And they are all slamming there. Yeah, he is 2.5 seconds, and it's going to get higher once Lazy has to start defending from Mitch and Jim, both running very low settings, i.e. like they're really sparking the crap out of the straights.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed. There's so many more sparks.
Yeah, down. But Mitch getting ever closer. However, that was not as Lazy getting a much better exit. Importantly, Fatir still does not have. Go on, you were going to say sorry?
Chris is starting to lose touch with Marcus. 1.3 seconds right now. He's not going to DRS.
James will have. Kieran picking up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Oh, Mitch braking very late there.
This battle for seconds is...
It's hot, isn't it?
It's really heating up.
Yeah.
And this rain's not going to make it any easier for these.
But it's going to make it far more interesting.
That's one way.
And Fatir is... he's kind of in and out there. He's stronger in Sector 1, but he's losing a lot in Sector 2, which suggests to me he's running more D. But, oh, wow. Mitch, is he going to get the move done on Lazy? He's got the outsides. He's got the outside. Mitch has to run wide to avoid contact, but has he got the better line coming through the turn? They're side by side. Jim also on the back of Mitch. But Lazy running, being able to get more speed and keeps second position for now. Who's got... Oh, where's Lazy? He's the inside. He's also got DRS. Mitch second, Jim third, Lazy fourth. Wow, what a great race. And now Mitch has got a 3.5 second gap to catch to the McLaren up ahead. Is he going to be able to do it? I wasn't even sure who had ERS there and who didn't, but what I do know is we've now going to soon potentially have a 6-way DRS train behind Mitch. Marcus just 0.02 of a second out of DRS range from Fatir, changing every moment, but This is potentially a 6-car DRS train for 2nd to 7th with Kieran at the back.
Yeah.
Potentially, Marcus needs to get that 10th back, which he is really slamming to do so. Is he going to be able to do it because he's battling for Tier? I think he's just going to get it. It's going to be close. Did he get it? Let's have a look.
He did.
No, he didn't. He hasn't got it. Marcus has not got it.
Yeah.
His wing is closed. His wing is closed. I'm on board with him.
Marcus had
Oh, are you sure that wasn't James?
I promise it was Marcus.
Okay. Well, Jim has picked up a 3-second penalty. There's a spun car. Who is it? It's Lazy. He's lost it coming into out of the penultimate turn just before. Nope, he's just lost it. He's overcooked it. And he is now behind Mush. Oh, unfortunate there for the driver who only a couple of laps ago was a sector ahead of where he is now due to that spin. These spins do cost you big at this track, that's for sure. Even with ghosting on, you have to respect the drivers who are on track and not come into their path. So, Mitch 3.3 behind Freedom, Jim 0.8 behind Mitch, but with a penalty, not something we see very often from our reigning champ. And Fatir will have DRS now.
The AI of Jelly Elio has been managing to stay in the front.
But obviously that won't count if he's AIing through. However, yeah, it's a high setting, and when it's through rain, we're not all great rain runners, are we? So I am looking. I think Chris is going to rue having pitted. It doesn't look like this rain's getting any heavier though, so I do think we're going to stay with soft tyres, with dry tyres, because it's not getting heavier. It's here. So does Mitch. So
unless it is Incas and we.
No, it's hard. It is hard. It's hard. It will be a dry race. Mitch will be pitting to the hards as well. Yep, Mitch is onto the hards as well. So there you have it. Jim in first, Fatir in second. The overcut is where you go late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The mediums obviously work very well even later on in life, and the hards are quite hard to warm up. So unless Mitch and Freedom can get their hards warmed up quickly, you know, Jim can have a.
But let's bear that in mind that Jim will also have to do the same whilst being around other drivers who have got warmed up tyres. So it is going to be, what can Jim do here? He needs to get that gap open to Fatir. Fatir is going to be borderline. I think he's just got DRS. Yes, he has got DRS.
However, Jim is pulling away from Freedom and Mitch.
Freedom, you mean Fatir? No. Oh no, Freedom, yeah. But they're going to be warming their hard tyres up. If he wasn't pulling away, I would be away. We've got a spin out in Sector 3, and that's James. James has lost it out of the chicane. He's still going. He has been passed by Freedom. Jim is in, and so Fatir will take this race lead. And I don't see him pitting until at least lap 17, 18, potentially further if he chooses the softs. But it shall be an interesting strategy. Salt Marcus is now up to second. That's worth noting. That is notable because him and Kieran still needs to pit. I think, yeah. Kieran still needs to pit. Marcus 1.7 behind Fatir. Freedom gets a 3-second penalty for track limits as well. And Jim 2.6. Jim, where is Jim? He's out ahead of Mitch. I think Mitch must have made a mistake. But Jim is now. Yeah. However, Jim having to drive these tyres gentler than when you strike a cat. And Mitch now right on his back. He's got those warmed up hards. He doesn't have a penalty. That is worth to note. However, he lost the second Freedom whilst warming his tyres up. Mitch is on the ERS. He's going to have DRS. He's got a bubble on his screen which is gone now, thank goodness. Mitch is waiting to make this overtake on his championship rival, Little Jim. Chris is also in a good position, having pitted. Mitch on the inside, that's very respectable driving there from Jim.
Mitch
Can
needed
Mitch
to get
make
that
this?
done before Jim warms
He
up his
did,
tyre.
he does. But, I mean, does he? If he could have held on to the back of Jim with a 3-second penalty, unless Mitch knows he's already got a couple of warnings himself. It's touch and go, but, I mean, yeah, I'd say that was a required manoeuvre. Now he needs to defend from our reigning champ. Now, Freedom has got past El Chicao, and wow, the pace he is showing right now is incredible. Chris, 2.9 seconds behind Kieran, and short Marcus in DRS range of Fatir. Fatir still needing to pit, importantly. So, these drivers such as Kieran, such as Fatir, will be banking on another safety car. Kieran's done is Kieran on 16 lap old tyres? Wow.
15 lap old, yeah.
We've got a yellow flag. Spun McLaren, is that Freedom?
Yeah.
He's behind El Chicao now, yeah. Yeah, so Kieran started on these mediums. He is taking the distance.
He wants to go on those softs, surely.
He has to be. You don't do 16 laps on the mediums and then do 13 on the hards. It makes no sense. Like we saw with Jim and Mitch, the overcut is so strong. And there's another
Kieran's
spinner.
round. Speaking of them, he's round, he's got wing damage.
Oh, so there he comes. What's his move going to be? What detail do I want? I want.
Well, he took the medium. He spins on him.
There we go. Penalties, let's show the penalty situation. There we go, yeah, that's what I want. I'm still on board with Marcus now. He's not closing the gap to Fatir, but he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to battle a driver that he knows still will need to pit. And he may not know it, I'm not sure. Obviously, we never always know the tactics of those drivers around us. He could presume he is battling for position here, but he isn't. Fatir started on the hards. He's going to go to the he's going to go to the softs. We'll get past that, but how?
Freedom's got no front wing at all.
Really? Oh. However, Fatir will come out right now in about 6th and with much fresher tyres and faster tyres. So we'll see what happens.
Marcus in a great position at the moment.
He is. I think. I'm not going to say it. I'm not giving him comms curse, but Freedom, yeah, Freedom now 9 seconds behind Chris.
But he is still gaining on Chris.
But he's 9 seconds. But you're right, he's gaining substantially. Now Chris will be managing these tyres. Freedom is on faster tyres. He's pitted, hasn't he? Yeah, he has. He's pitted onto the mediums. Didn't he start on the mediums?
Who?
No, he's on the hards. Oh, he's locked up Matt. Oh no, that's a connection issue. I thought I just saw a lock up there from Freedom and into the gravel, but that must have been a connection issue. Have we got any decent battles on track? So we've got a battle for 10th between Mosher and Jelly Ellie. Just one bottom, it's not Jelly Ellie. So not really a battle. Now Mitch and Jim are still only 7 tenths separated. Jim will continue to have DRS.
Jelly Ellie's AI though on the outside of Mosher.
Yeah, yeah, but that's not a battle. And both drivers catching up to El Chicao. Is Jim going to be able to have a look at this time? No. Good line there from Mitch. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 11 laps to go. Marcus 5 seconds ahead of Chris. Fatir still to pits, but should come out. I would say he will come out around this battle for 7th place. Bless you. Just hoping none of the drivers are watching the stream and just heard you sneeze. Jim has got a good one on Mitch. Is he going to be able to get a move done? They've both got a DRS. No, he's not. However, El Chicao is going to come under a lot of pressure from our championship leaders at the moment. We've got a yellow flag. That's Mosh. He spun out around after the chicane. Now, these drivers having to really take it easy through that final turn. Let's sit on board with Mitch. El Chicao goes defensive. Mitch not even using his ERS. El Chicao comes back over to block the line, which did compromise Mitch a bit. He had to get off the accelerator a little bit earlier, but he's going for it now. He did not want to give El Chicao the option to come back at him. And to the outside, El Chicao defending with all his worth. Mitch will have the inside for the next corner. But El Chicao coming back at him. They're side by side! This has gone on for like an entire sector now. And El Chacao doing a fantastic job holding up these two drivers. And this is for position. El Chacao has pitted, I believe. So, yes, so this is for... Oh, Mitch running in. Mitch wants to get this move done. And he wants to get it done as quickly as possible. He's only 4 seconds behind Freedom. And Freedom has a 3-second penalty. But Mitch just can't get done. This is supreme defending from El Chacao to hold off not just Mitch but Jim as well. Mitch to the inside. Is he going to get this move done and stuck? Yeah, maybe. No, I'm not sure. This is so close.
Jim's gonna
and I think Jim has got him as well. But El Chacao's going to have the inside line on Jim. And so how is there no contact here? And so Mitch leading this battle. Jim looks to go at the inside, but El Chacao blocks without blocking. Wow, this run down. I'm on board with Jim now, who's got the very inside line, but both drivers have an ERS. Who's going to get a better run into turn 1? Jim does he cover it? El Chacao has to leave the track. I'm not sure if that was a completely clean overtake, but the two drivers are both no pass El Chacao. A spirited defence there from the Mercedes driver. Now, interestingly enough, short Marcus,
El Chacao being forced to take the 10 block route.
Oh, another penalty for Freedom. Another penalty for Freedom. 6 seconds of penalties for Freedom with 9 laps to go and only 5 seconds. Well, 4.6 over Mitch and dropping. So, wow. It's just some battling now. Tier is putting out a gap over short Marcus. Marcus down to 1.7 seconds behind the Mercedes driver. Moshe now up to 11 seconds of penalties. He's in. Tier's in. I'm not surprised he'll go and stop. Mitch running wide. Mitch has run wide, and Jim has got a much better run out of the turn. Mitch goes defensive, and Jim unable to get the move done.
These two have been fighting tooth and nail the whole way.
Yeah.
And Freedom's around.
Freedom's around. Yes, he is. Thank God for ghosting.
He's going to come out in front of Mitch and Jim, though.
Is he? Oh my God, he is.
And
so now for Tier, the battle is on.
But can he make up 13 seconds in
yes,
8 laps?
I think so. Mitch runs wide. Jim gets a better exit out of turn 4. Sorry, turn. Yeah, that is turn 3 or turn 4. I'm not sure. Anyway, back on. However, Jim, let's not forget, Jim needs to get. Jim does need to now get past Mitch and gain 3 seconds. Is that going to be possible in his last lap? And this rain is getting heavier.
It is, yeah.
Will we be going to Inters, and will Tier's plan? I mean, he would get fastest lap, but has Tier pitted early and potentially cost himself the race victory? We will see. Mitch's lines all over the place. He's really struggling here. Jim to the inside will get this move done easily over his title rival. Did have to lock up a bit there, but he's got the move done on Mitch. Mitch did not give him an ounce of room without that he need, well, extra room than he needed. Now Mitch just knows he needs to stay within 3 seconds of Jim. I'm quite intrigued to have a look at the race direct to see how many warnings Jim has got.
FTH gaining what is that? 1.5 seconds in what, that one lap?
Jim is on 4 warnings. Let's have a look at Mitch. Mitch having just the 1 warning. Well, so they're on quid pro quo status, just with a 3-second penalty difference. 22 laps into a very demanding track. But short Marcus. Oh, Chris is catching Marcus.
Yeah, this is a track where you just can't relax.
I know. And 7 laps to go. I tell you, the skill of these drivers to drive in these conditions on these tyres that are so worn, it's incredible. It's incredible. Chris locking up a little bit dead as he run wide. No, he does. That's not a bad exit from the Alpine driver. Alpine currently sticking 2nd and 5th on the track, but Jim still needs to put another 2.5 seconds between him and Mitch. Tier, I think, is going to get the fastest lap. He is closing all the time on these drivers, but taking it easy. Yeah, I think it was 1.1. He was 10 seconds behind, wasn't he?
At the start of the lap, he was 11.
Oh wow. Well, he's not.
8.2.
It's not a fastest lap. He's a second off, which tells us one thing: rain's getting heavier. If he can't match his times, but let's have a look. So he's 8.3 right now. Let's see what the gap is like at the end of the lap. 8.3 at the start. Well, 8.6 I think at the start. We can have a look at their race lap times actually. Let's have a look. What did Chris do that lap? And he is gaining on Marcus. So, well, Chris also running on 2 warnings. So 126.7 for Chris. What did Tier do last lap? 123.7. Wow. So he's about 3 seconds a lap faster. You're right, yeah. And he's already 1.4 up this lap alone. Jim unable to shake Mitch. Mitch still staying within the second. I wouldn't be surprised. Tier has got the pace here. He's got 6 laps to gain 9 seconds. It's doable.
As well as mine.
I think he's realised he's got nothing to lose now. He's currently in 10th. Why not give it a go? Obviously lazy. Sorry, not lazy. Jelly Ellie will not be finishing the race. So, but what can Tier do here?
Gaining 10th, a second, a corner.
James picking up a 3-second penalty. The Kieran does also have 3 seconds of penalties to combat with.
See what Kieran's sector 2 split is.
Tier 6 seconds behind.
49.2 sector 2 split.
I think we're going to have a very interesting battle towards the end of the race. Chris is closing on Marcus. Tier is closing on both of them. Jim can't match the pace of Tier, and Mitch is sticking within 3 seconds of Jim. However, worth noting, oh no, Jelly Ellie is not racing, so top 10 would stay as it is, besides obviously Jelly Ellie, due to penalty situation, besides Jim dropping to 5th.
Kieran matching FTH with middle sector.
Really? Oh wow. So Kieran doing very well, and he's going to be gaining some serious time on the likes of Lazy. Kieran, however, does pick up a 3-second penalty, yep, and that's another one. Tier 4.3, and within sight of Chris, who is on the back of Marcus. It's going to be Alpine versus Williams, and I think in a lap versus Mercedes. Chris has got DRS. The wing is open. 128.4. 125.5. 3 seconds faster that lap for Tier was. Based on this. Cool! Oh, that was a sideways movement there for Chris, and that will have cost him some time. Oh, that could have been a potentially a race win for him. So that's going to give Marcus a bit of breather space, and now Chris is going to be feeling the pressure from Tier. He's going to see that gap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. That is freedom. Yep, his race going from bad to worse, unfortunately, for the McLaren driver, who had such a great start to this race. I genuinely thought he could be a race winner on his debut here, but it's just going from bad to worse for the McLaren driver, who still does sit in 8th place because obviously Jelly Ellie isn't racing. But Tier right on the back of Chris now. Much fresher tyres, and I think that's going to be playing. Is he going to get the move done? He goes around the outside. He's going to get the move stuck.
Go for the switchback though, he gets.
Yes, he does. Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. That's brilliant. That was brilliant.
It's not even Mitch, it's Chris. It's Chris.
Oh, look at the gap between Mitch and Jim though. It's now 1.4 seconds. Jim is starting to push. He knows he's got to get that gap. But yep, Tier up to second. Not much of a battle there from Chris. He knows the Mercedes driver has had the inside line and it's not worth fighting it. He's got DRS, but let's see if he can keep the throttle as he needs to for this. So I think Tier has done the impossible. He's pitted out of first, into third, sorry, and he's back here battling for the win, which could see him take the lead of the championship. which would see him take the lead of the championship.
Whoever wins this out leads through the lead in the championship.
Nope. If Marcus wins, he will not be leading the championship.
Oh really? What's his
No.
score? Where's he?
I think he's on 16 points. So he's about, I think he's about 16 points behind the leaders. So he's quite a way back. He can't, unless they all DNF'd, he wouldn't be leading. And that obviously is not the case because our top 4 are 2nd through 5th. So, yeah. But Tier has got DRS. He's already 2 seconds clear of Chris. Chris is really dropping off there. I think he knows now it's about, let's get back, stay on the podium and get some valuable points towards this championship fight, which would, I believe, see him going to 2nd place. We've got a spinner in sector 2. That's an Aston Martin. Mosh having a horrid race today. 11 seconds of penalties. 40 seconds down on Mank Red Devil. I think 3 or 4 pit stops. But as we come towards 3 laps to go for Tier, half a second behind Marcus. One must wonder, it's not a case of if but when. And Marcus, who has drove such a valiant race today, is he going to lose it with 2 laps to go? I think he's not gonna make it easy for Tier. He's got no reason to do so. They're not teammates, they're titled, they're challenge contenders, and I know he's been wanting this first win. Bahrain was a nightmare because of his throttle. Mosher has retired in the pits. Marcus will be making his car as wide as a Boeing 747 on a runway.
Well, I hope it's on a runway, not anywhere else.
Yeah. On a motorway. Crestland!
That's something you never want to do.
Oh, we've got Freedom that is out in the pits. It looks like a pit lane retirement. Yeah, he's in the pit lane. I don't understand why he did that, but to each driver his own. He only had a few laps to go. Tier is unable to get a move done on Marcus. Oh, Marcus locking up, and there goes Tier. He's got it. Is Chris off? Chris is off. And Jim is 2.5 seconds ahead of Mitch. So with 2 laps to go, anything can and will happen. But yeah, Jim are really pushing. He's got 2.5 seconds over Mitch now.
Chris and Marcus on 22 lap old hard.
They've
in the wet.
Yeah.
Incredible driving from these 2.
But Tier did do 20, and in 8 laps he's caught up a bit. Tier's locked up. The driver's really struggling here, and I do think it's going to come down to who can keep their car on the track. This race is not over yet by any means. And again, Tier really now struggling with these softs. And Marcus looking to go around the outside. This is an ambitious move from the Williams driver. They're side by side coming down the long straight.
Both identical on the RF.
But Marcus is the inside line. Would I have made the move there or waited for
He
this?
up again, FTH does.
Nice! Oh! Sorry, I'm getting excited here. Tier's tyres, I think, have gone. I think the pressure's getting to him, or his tyres have gone. But Marcus... Oh, another lock-up from Tier! And important to note, Jim is now 3 seconds clear of Mitch. With 1 and a bit laps to go, Jim is 3 seconds plus of Mitch. Mitch is going to need to put in a gargantuan effort this last lap to try and get that 4th place from his title rival. However, it has been done before. He's got 16 seconds back to El Chacao. He's got nothing to lose as we go into the final lap. Tier is 2.5 seconds behind Marcus.
What I'm interested in is to see if FDH can hold on from Chris.
Yeah.
Carry on looking up like this.
He needs to take it super easy. I think he needs to accept it's not his race for first. But I'm pretty sure he would take 2nd. It would, I believe, make him the championship leader.
However, he is still gaining.
But it's 1 lap. It's a 1 lap shootout, baby. And he's got... That was a lock-up. That was a lock-up. That wasn't a major lock-up, but it cost him a few attempts.
It's not going to be FDH day today unless something goes terrible.
Well, I wouldn't say that. He started in 10th and he's finishing in 2nd potentially. It's been a pretty good day for him.
Yeah, but not as not as he would hope.
Maybe not.
I feel like he would hope for that win. Especially
I'm looking
after
forward
that.
to seeing the time, because there's 4 points separating the top 4 at the moment. Jim is in first, I think, for Tier and Mitch and...
And he locks up again, a massive lock.
Oh, that is massive. What about Chris? But he's not got the gap. He's going to keep it from Chris. I'm now sitting on with Marcus as he comes through the penultimate corner. And the last, is he going to hold it? He does. And short ball. Oh, son, I said that. As he comes to cross the line, Marcus takes the checkered flag here at...
He's going to be able to hold on.
No.
Through those laps.
Chris rounds off the podium for the Alpine. Little Jim fourth. Mitch, you said about James, who's on the back of El Chicao, but he does have a 3-second penalty, so even if he got past, El Chicao would need to make a mistake.
It's all about 5.
Wow. Oh, that, I thought that was about to be a mistake there from El Chicao. But no, El Chicao is going to get 6th. James will get 7th. We're going to have Lazy but Talented taking 9th, but will be promoted to 8th because Jelly is not a running racer. And all of the races today will finish in the points. Kieran will be promoted to 9th. And Mancred Devil on the Inters. The Tier 2 driver in the Alfa Romeo will come across to secure some points for the Alfa Romeo team. And what a race. What a race.
Incredible.
I mean, we thought the way for Tier caught up. There's no way Marcus is going to win that. And then Marcus won it. A win for Marcus, and I know he's going to be absolutely elated with that result. What a result there for the the Williams driver, picking up his first, hopefully of many wins this season, and will really massively help to close the gap to the leading pack. Now, let's see this handsome booger get to the top of the podium. It's been a while since we've seen a Williams on the top of the podium. Will be a while with their current team selection. I meant in real life F1.
How dare you roast goatee like that?
But yep, there we go. So congratulations to Marcus. As for Tier 2nd, Chris in 3rd.
Chris picking up the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, 122 flat, so that's going to have helped him in his challenge for the title. I'm looking forward to seeing these standings. Our top 4 finishing in the top 5 positions. Marcus closing the gap massively. I mean, he's just closed, 15 points on Mitch. That's huge. So, yeah, that's our race today. We've got Marcus first for Tier 2nd, Chris 3rd, Jim 4th, Mitch 5th, El Chicao coming across the line in 6th. Solid points for both Mercedes and Alpine today. James in 7th, and Williams actually saying that. Jelly Ellie did finish 8th, but will be demoted because it was a ghosting. So Lazy but Talent then will be 8th. Kieran 9th, and Mancred Devil being promoted to 10th and getting points in this race here at Australia. What a race and what a climax. That was incredible. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, mate.
I did. I'm a lot happier watching this one than I was driving mine. So.
Yeah, that was an interesting race. Yeah, no, it's been a great race, and wow, just huge congratulations there to Marcus on his first win for the season, and some great battles. I mean, yeah, I definitely enjoyed commentating more than I did racing today, so yeah. So
next though.
Oh yes, and our first sprint race of the season. That should be fun. That will be fun. So I mean, that's it for tonight, guys. We hope you've all enjoyed the Tier 1 race here at Australia as well as the Tier 2 race. Thankfully a few less safety cars in Tier 1, but with much action and some fantastic battling on track, mixed up with a bit of weather, which is always lovely. But yeah, so thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. This is Peter and Carl signing out for tonight. So have a great week, and we'll catch you at Emla next week for the sprint race, the first sprint race of the season. Should be fun. Take it easy, guys. Okay, where am I? Stop broadcasting.